Hello everyone, this is Jasmine Donke and welcome to my video. So for this one, I'm going to talk about the different types of conversation. So in this video, I will be evaluating 4 clips and identify on what type of conversation it is, whether it is a debate, a dialogue, a discourse, or a diatribe. I will be analyzing each clip and determine the characteristics of the conversation that led me to my identification. I will also offer a brief commentary on how effective or ineffective the conversation was based on the goals of the participants. To start with, the first clip shows the presidential debate of Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump. So this clip is a debate. Other than the fact that there is a debate word on the title of the clip, it also shows the characteristics of a debate. So this clip, it consists of 2 or more people. A debate needs at least 2 people talking. And also, there is a sharing of different ideas, where Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, the people talking in the clip, have a disagreement about something. Next is that they are trying to convince. Each person tries to convince the other that their idea is better. And finally, in terms of the rules or structure, so in a debate, there might be rules about how long people can talk, or how they can argue, or maybe how the audience can behave. And for this clip, what we call moderators advise the audience to not talk out loud and to applaud. In terms of its effectivity or ineffectivity, so for this clip, this conversation snippet is a bit tricky to analyze for effectiveness because it's not a true back and forth exchange. It's more like a statement with a rhetorical flourish. The speakers are using emotional appeals and rhetoric to make their point. While they are trying to convince the audience, their arguments are not entirely based on facts. The effectiveness of this approach depends on the audience's existing beliefs and opinions about Trump. Moving on to clip number 2, which shows Judge Joe Brown talking about Kamala Harris in a somewhat like an interview setup. It was entitled "Kamala Harris is not black, she's lazy and flirts to get what she wants." This clip might be a formal discourse, for it does have some elements of a discourse, like a focus on a specific topic, which is Kamala Harris, in a somewhat structured argument. However, the tone and delivery are much more informal and passionate. But then it can also be a diatribe conversation because of the strongest element of a diatribe is there, which is a long, angry, and often bitter speech directed at a specific target, which is again Kamala Harris. The speaker is clearly expressing strong negative feelings and making accusations about her character and competence. But then again, this clip consists more of the characteristics of a dialogue. So, it has the presence of 2 or more people, from which, just like debate, a dialogue needs at least 2 people talking. There is a back and forth exchange of questions and answers. The interviewer asks, and then Judge Joe answers. They take turns speaking, kind of like a tennis match with words. Also, there is a listening to each other. They pay attention to what the other person says and try to understand their ideas. And finally, they are building on each other's thoughts. The conversation might flow smoothly as people respond to what was said before. So for me, this conversation is effective because it serves the purpose of a dialogue. One is asking and the other answers. There is a two-way flow of conversation, although again there is also a bit of confusion because as you listen to Judge Joe, it is more like a diatribe than a dialogue for his 23-minute answer to his question, from which it is just filled with unsubstantial claims, personal attacks, and offensive language. It's unlikely to convince anyone who doesn't already agree with the speaker's views, and is more likely to alienate potential listeners. Clip number 3 shows Mark Zuckerberg giving a speech about a certain topic. And so it is obviously a discourse. As how discourse is being defined, it is a cooperative, one-way conversation, which the goal is to deliver information from one speaker to the listener. This clip is a discourse because, first, it talks about a serious topic. Mark Zuckerberg is talking about something important or complex. Then he is explaining his ideas. He is trying to explain his thoughts and ideas in a clear and organized way. He is also using examples. He uses stories or examples to make his points easier to understand. Then, he is thinking about the big picture. He connects his ideas to other things or tries to understand the whole situation. And of course, unlike the first two clips, a discourse only needs one person, the speaker, but then there can also be the group who can be the listener. And so, compared with the first two clips, this clip number 3 is, for me, the most effective one. It is complete with all the characteristics of a discourse. It is very serious. He is able to explain his ideas well, and he is able to deliver the information to his listeners. Lastly is the clip number 4, which shows Robert De Niro's anti-Trump speech, which Rita Panahi calls it demented diatribe. So this clip is a strong example of a diatribe, and here's why. So, there is one person talking, and so just like a discourse, it is a single speaker delivering a passionate and although an emotional message. Next, he is angry and upset. So the speaker is clearly angry and upset about the prospect of Trump winning. They use strong language like demented, perish, kiss this freedoms goodbye, and forget about it. So he is also complaining and criticizing. The speaker is complaining about Trump and criticizing his potential impact on the government and elections. Strong words. So the speaker is using strong and dramatic words to emphasize their point and evoke fear to the listeners. No real listening, so the speaker is not engaging in a back and forth conversation. They are delivering a monologue expressing their strong opinions without seeking a response or engaging in a dialogue. So, for clip number 4, for me, this diatribe is likely to be ineffective in achieving its goals. While it might evoke fear and anger in some listeners, it is unlikely to persuade those who are not already convinced of the speaker's point of view. The lack of evidence and reliance on emotional appeals make it a weak and ultimately unproductive form of communication. So that's it. We've finally come to an end, and thank you for watching, and I hope you get to learn something from this video. Bye-bye!